Hello, my name is Natalie Rivera, and I'm the Director of Operations for the Upstate Continuum of Care, and I want to thank you for your interest in supporting our 2024 Point-in-Time Count. The Point-in-Time Count, or the PIT count, is an annual effort to estimate how many people are experiencing homelessness at one point in time in our continuum's geographic region. Every continuum of care across the nation must complete a point-in-time count at least every other January. And point-in-time count data is used as a component of the Annual Homeless Assessment Report, or the AHAR, which informs Congress on the estimated number and demographic characteristics of persons experiencing homelessness across the United States. The AHAR is an important factor in determining federal funding available for housing assistance programs, so it's vital that the Upstate Continuum of Care and all of our volunteers understand the importance of collecting an accurate PIT count to reflect the needs of our community. When planning the PIT count, we first must choose which exact point in time that we want to assess. In South Carolina, our point in time date, also known as our night of reference, is determined by a statewide coalition called the South Carolina HMIS Steering Committee. For the upcoming PIT count in January 2024, our night of reference is Wednesday, January 24th. That means that we'll be trying to estimate how many people are experiencing homelessness in the upstate on the night of Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. To make that estimation, we utilize two sources of information. First, we export data from our Homeless Management Information System, or HMIS. HMIS is the Continuum Shared Database where many shelters, transitional housing, and permanent housing projects collect client information. We utilize our reporting system to determine how many people were staying in HMIS participating shelters on that one Wednesday night. But this only makes up a piece of the puzzle. We also need to figure out how many people were staying in shelters that don't utilize HMIS, and how many people were living unsheltered, meaning on the streets or in a place not fit for habitation. To account for that piece of the puzzle, we conduct surveys as our second source of information. Before every PIT count, the Upstate COC produces a survey to count the people in shelters that don't utilize HMIS and the people that are living unsheltered. This survey is designed to collect basic participant information, such as their name, date of birth, household composition, and history of homelessness. The survey takes about 5 minutes to complete, and it's entirely optional. We conduct this survey between the night of reference, Wednesday, January 24th, and the very last day of January, Wednesday, January 31st. And the Upstate COC relies on volunteers like you to help us implement this survey. To divide and conquer the implementation of our survey, the Continuum of Care installs PIT count county coordinators. These county coordinators are responsible for determining how the survey should be used in their respective community. For example, are you a rural county where encampments of people are spread out and you'll need to assemble an outreach team? Or are you an urban county where people experiencing homelessness congregate around available services and you can concentrate your surveying efforts? Most counties in the upstate rely on a combination of the two. That being said, there's two types of volunteers that we need. First, if you're a service provider anywhere in the upstate and you're expecting to have contact with people experiencing homelessness during the last week of January, then we need your help. We ask that community service providers, such as soup kitchens, faith-based organizations, healthcare providers, and shelters that don't participate in HMIS, help us by completing this survey with anyone that you encounter during the last week in January that's experiencing homelessness. For example, if your organization provides grocery boxes to families in need during the week, then any families that you serve during that last week of January, between the 24th to the 31st, you can complete a survey with them to make sure they're counted in the PIT count. Or if you're a shelter that doesn't already participate in HMIS, we ask that you conduct a survey with the people that are staying at your shelter on that night of reference. These surveys are quick and they can be done as a voluntary component of the services that you're already providing. The second type of volunteer that we need is individuals that are willing to help support our outreach efforts. In bigger cities like Greenville and Spartanburg, County coordinators will organize certain shifts throughout the week in January to survey people experiencing homelessness that congregate around community services. For example, in Greenville, we'll set up some time at the main library to survey participants. Or we'll set up shifts at the local soup kitchen to divvy up surveying a large number of people in a short time frame. We need individual volunteers to help support these shifts by coming out to conduct surveys. If you're an individual or organization that's interested in supporting the 2024 Pit Count, please reach out to your local county coordinator to find out what help is needed in your community. The current contact information for our county coordinators is posted on the homepage of the COC website, www.upstatecoc.org. Any help that you're willing to provide for the Pit Count, whether you're a shelter that can count 30 people, a church that can count 10, or an individual that can help support an outreach shift, no matter what you contribute, the contribution is invaluable. The annual Pit Count is our chance to tell Congress about the people experiencing homelessness in our own neighborhoods, including vital information such as veterans experiencing homelessness and the number of people that are homeless due to a situation of domestic violence. And it's our responsibility and privilege to help represent these voices. Outside of the AHAR, the Pit Count is used to inform several local reports. For example, the Pit Count is covered by local news sources like the Greenville Journal to spread awareness in the community. It's also used in statewide reports produced by the South Carolina Interagency Council on Homelessness. And it's used by the Continuum and several other organizations to help plan for programs, such as identifying subpopulations that are underserved in certain geographic areas. As I'm sure you're gathering, the Pit Count is a vital effort in our community. And again, I thank you for your interest and support. Please reach out to your local county coordinator to talk about how you can support the count. Stay tuned on this YouTube playlist for more information about our survey and some training on how to conduct the survey.